Emergency broadcast. Mike Tyson, 1987, uppercut to Canada. A $10 billion life-changing punch to Quebec, Canada, which reverberates into a $50 billion hit to Canada's universal health care. Now, folks, I'm going into part 3 Sunday. I can't give you all of it, but I can give you this. Ambassador Pete Hoekstra watched our ex-space, Jonathan the Bahai's space on Twitter, and Donald J. Trump responds by pounding Quebec with a $10 billion pharma, trucking, and basic carpentry hit to the face. A Mike Tyson, I'll destroy this province's economy, and I will hammer every province in Canada who has or hasn't participated, all the western provinces, in this attack on the United States of America with the economic force that nothing they do with that new port, shipping all the products of the western Canadian provinces to China. And I'm going to go through why Donald J. Trump knows, I know, and I'm giving it on Sunday, part 3. But folks, he has smashed Quebec with tariffs October 1st. If you haven't seen it, thank you, Crypto Proud Lion, that tagged me and Jonathan in that. That was huge. It's part 1 of 3. Quebec also has the last truck manufacturer, heavy hauling, in Canada. 22,000 units a year. Smashed that. And this is what Canadians don't understand, but the big one is pharma. Yes, Canadian carpentry firms build cabinets, build vanity sets, and lots of furniture manufacturing going to the United States. All 3 of these things are not covered under USMCA. Just like automotive's not, the big trucks, the last plant being Quebec. And so everybody understands that. The idea of Canadians having this plant stay open, you're going to be forced to buy trucks from any other country, not Canada. Elbows up has turned into assholes in the air. And I'm sorry to say it like this. This is an emergency broadcast. We are being hit October 1st with a devastating blow to our universal health care. So I want every province to understand this. If you think your number one cost, healthcare in your provinces, is bad now, wait until our singular province, Quebec, yes, we send all the equalization, they do all of our generic drugs, our cheap pharma, our cheap hospital drugs, comparatively to the rest of the world. Every province puts into that, some more than others, right? Their health and equalization transfers that everybody hates. But all of our health care is attached to that. If you think costs are bad now, wait until all the pharma plants in Quebec can't function because 90% of their revenue comes from the much, much bigger USA, who depends on all of that. October 1st, you're going to see 100% tariffs. On the trucks, 25% tariffs. It matters not. It closes that plant in Quebec, as it will affect all those pharma plants in Quebec. Subsidies are astronomical, but worse than that, they can't afford to operate without the USA market, which means Canadians, your universal health care crumbles in your generic drugs. You think life was unaffordable before? Wait till you see what happens. It is a Mike Tyson reverberating uppercut where the guy's been hit. He's knocked out on his feet. He's walking around the ring and he doesn't realize he's about to fall flat, doesn't know where he is, he's in body shock. That's where we are, Canada. And October 1st, the 10 count is reached. There's very little we can do about it, except for Canada, the 51st state. Folks, this is all about sanctions and trade embargoes. And if you want to know about trade embargoes and why Trump picked now to roll this out and smash Quebec as hard as he could right in the face, a Mike Tyson uppercut, well, you're going to hear about it in my part 3 on Sunday. But it's undeniable. It's right there. None of these goods are protected by USMCA. Not the trucks, none of your pharma, the intellectual property, sure, but that's it. The rest is fair game. And Donald J. Trump hits you with 100%. Devastating to Quebec, reverberation explosivo to every Canadian province and territory. And the way your district model universal health care works, it reaches every province, leveling and devastating. This is the problem with separatists. They don't understand the American advanced district system, that Canada does have some. And in fact, when it comes to universal health care, and I'm talking about a public model, everybody, for the millionth time on this issue, public model, not the private model, the public model. Canada's universal health care, at least till October 1st, is way, way better, way less centralized, communist style than America's, because America's is very old and it's before the Constitution. It blows Medicaid and Medicare out of the water. It's purely regional and it's district, just like everything else other than healthcare in the United States. It's why America is so screwed with its healthcare. And this is honest, but America just went like this, wham, and took the jaw right off of Canada's universal health care starting October 1st. We're all going to feel it, and I think by December 31st, just after Christmas, I don't know what the government of Canada's going to have to roll out and announce. I don't see a subsidy in a realm of normalcy that Canada can afford by taxpayers to see these plants continue within a quarter after that. As again, everybody, USA is our primary destination. 10 times our population, 10 times our demand. It will keeps all of our drugs, all hospital drugs, all Canadian cheap generic drug pharma at their reasonable rates. And they're going to explode after this. That's my video. The trucking's another one. Crypto Lion was right when he was saying about the 8, but you can tack on another 2 with just the carpentry, and absolutely the last major trucking manufacturer in Canada, in Quebec. Hasta la vista, baby. And these things are sad because the results of all of this and this trade war is what it is, that Canada started in 2011, that Donald J. Trump started to respond in 2018. And instead of Canada saying, you're right, we need to address this, we're really sorry, USA, we want to go forward with you, they went, we're going to make a Canadian narrative where USA bad, China good, because that's what we want to transition to. And every Canadian, like Ambassador Pete Hoekstra said, for Donald J. Trump, a real Me Too idiot movement. And that's the truth. It's a real Me Too. Elbows up, Me Too. So stupid. So stupid when the results of your absolute and undeniable economic destruction is facing you square in the face. And Canadians out there are begging for it. Like handicapped children, whiners, losers. This was juvenile behavior of narcissists. You know, in high school, right? I know TV and the popular crowd. Well, maximize that by Canada. That's how Canada's. The government's the popular kid. Can you imagine? I worship the ground all my politicians walk on. Whatever they say, it's like the football star. I'm trying to relate it to Americans now. It's like the captain of the football team in high school or even college, and everyone, oh, La Salima. That's how Canadians are with all their politicians. Without winning a cup for football or a season or any of it, being a shit team, and they don't care. That's what's cool. That's the aspiring Canadian narrative. Me too. Elbows up, put my ass in the air and just rip my pants down and just have at her. Because that's what Canadians want in large, unfathomable measure. Folks, get this video shared out. It is breaking today. It's not I told you so. I tagged Jonathan and Benjamin Ebley, Jonathan behind Benjamin Ebley. I hope you're there, Ben, and I asked you to see this because this has to go out today. This is a real I told you so moment. This is the moment irreversibility has happened. Canada has been cold clocked. They don't even know it. It's like a major fracture. The jaw's busted and they're stumbling around. They're about to hit their face, at least post October 1st. And the damage post this, everybody, is irreversible. I mean, it's country devastating. And it's really sad because when I went to Washington, D.C., everybody, I showcased universal health care, not as an American replacement for the private health care, but absolutely and undeniably, I promise it, as the best exact district model replacement of the American public system that will blow it out of the water. It will be so much more than Doge, and we face losing that. Elbows up, ass in the air, won't pursue 51st state. You're going to throw away your greatest creation and treasure. And before everybody says universal health care sucks, no, mass immigration of 8 million people in the country of Canada who are not citizens, bleeding off that system is your major retardation. It's what is not destroying, but really hampering universal health care and making a joke out of it. And why there's a million lineups? Because you have 8 million people. To put it in perspective, Americans and all of your illegals, try 5 times that. What was illegal in your country was made legal in Canada 5 times anything you can imagine. Think about that. And if you ever want to test that, pick a province, I don't care. Cross the border, Americans, and you will lose your shit. You're going to go, what the hell? I just hit the twilight zone. I stop at a gas station. Holy shit. I go to get my car washed. That's the truth. Everywhere you go, any restaurant, any fast food, any gas station, any services, anywhere, you're going to see it. You're going to see the results of illegal immigration made legal. The destruction of a country, like everything Donald Trump's rolled out in the last 2 weeks. And I'm surprised he's left Canada out of the mouth. But he did say NATO, so it does include Canada. But Canada is gone. And if you remove that 8 million, you took that 41 and you went down to what would be 33 million people. Universal health care not only runs awesomely in all provinces and territories, it becomes so cost effective in a formula, it blows Medicaid and Medicare out of the water, Americans. You will save tremendous. And you'll still have your private. But all that aside, Canadians, the one district model that for some reason a couple provinces got together with Switzerland, an expert out of that, and made the most beautiful district model system that America should be celebrating as a Canadian ingenuity, the only one they have. And we're facing the ultimate destruction of that now. Post October 1st. I would think we'll really feel it by December 31st. And then by that point, January, February, March, April, and it's only a half month. So 3.5 months after that, blink, blink, blink. Americans are never going to want to entertain 51st state because they're going to get their tax returns. They're going to see what Donald J. Trump's provided, and you're going to see from there on after, as predicted, you're going to see a midterms of a mass majority Republican House and Senate. And then look out, Canada. And as your elbows up, ass in the air, continues forward, and you're going, oh, what happened? It's starting to affect me. Mass unemployment. Oh no, my precious Social Security safety nets. Now Canada can borrow astronomically. Old King Cuck Carney can get on it. He engineered it. But by then you're already moving basically towards second world status. Your health care is the only thing that kept us in first world status. And with that massive threat, and that's a massive, massive punch to our system, devastating, irreversible, you're going to be marching already to second world status. Won't be long after that. Probably by 2027, we're starting to see massive effects. And then Canadians are getting up. But by then, it could be a decade before USA addresses us again. And then what are you going to do when Trump's out of office? A president who wanted the 51st state. What happens if it's like Texas and now you have a new administration that says, look, I don't want to lose the election. The American people love this. I'm not doing Canada the 51st state. That was Trump, not me. Where's your Me Too now, Canadians? Share, share, share. Get this epic breaking video out there today, now. Huge. God bless everybody. Bye now.